a future of
Yes.
Disney animation and Pixar.
So, it's Easy Guitars from the Real Guys podcast here with our resident animation guru, Jason Sasaki. You've read his work on the site a couple times. And now we've caught him here at the D23 Expo in Anaheim doing a good deed, because that's what Jason is all about.
No, it's because I decided that I was going to do a good deed, and then he decided that he was going to help me because I was
Actually,
that was really complicated.
Actually, none of them are doing it for anybody else but themselves, because all they want are ears.
That's not true.
So,
I support the volunteers.
Robin is hoping that this goes to some warm, snuggly creature, either a cat or a dog.
I was hoping I got to keep it.
Oh no, you don't get to keep
This
it.
is not mine.
Brian wanted to keep it.
Also with us, Brian Masuda.
I wanted a High School Musical thing.
So, Jason Sasaki,
Yes,
animation guru for Real Guys
Yes.
podcast. Tell us about the future of Disney and Pixar animation.
I think the presentation was outstanding. You know, it was led by John Lasseter, who I think a lot of people want to call him the new Walt, but I think even John will tell you that he's not the new Walt. He has a hard enough time just being John.
Yep.
But I think his passion for animation has really revitalized the studios, which has been a great thing. We have hand-drawn animation coming back.
Yep.
Really just going back to telling great stories. Everything that Walt believed in is telling great stories. Having the best people working on it, whether it's the actual artists themselves, whether it's the folks behind the music. And the next couple of years and way into the future are going to be absolutely amazing. Lots of great movies coming down through the pipeline.
The two hand-drawn ones are Frog and the Princess, and then they announced Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
which I'm actually quite excited about. They showed the old clips, and I got really excited about going back and watching those old movies. They're really good.
I think they really wanted to emulate the classic feel of the original Winnie the Pooh movies and all the shorts that came with it. And it looks like you have the right leadership and the people that have the vision to bring that back to life, and not to just redo the same stories over and over again, but that they went back to look at what stories haven't been utilized and looking at really how simple the stories were from A.A. Milne. And I think it's just absolute genius. So 2011, I believe, is what they said. I think it's going to be a huge year.
Yeah.
And then we have The Princess and the Frog coming for the holiday at the end of this year. It's our first hand-drawn animation in, about a decade or so.
Right.
And it looks and feels like any of the classics, whether it's a modern classic like Beauty and the Beast or Lion King or Little Mermaid, to any of our true classics, Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty. We saw 30 minutes of it on Thursday with the Bob Iger keynote, and it was absolutely mesmerizing.
Yep.
Just gorgeous animation, gorgeous music.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Great voice acting. We went to the panel yesterday, and then even the clips that they showed today, it's great to see hand-drawn animation. And just like John Lasseter said on behalf of Andrew Stanton, 2D animation just really took the brunt of bad storytelling.
Yeah.
And like Walt always said, and John always said, it's all about the storytelling.
So let's see the update so far on the Hannah Montana blanket. How's it going? It's looking
I think we're doing good. I think we're almost done cutting.
Yes.
And then I don't know what we have to do after
We
that.
have to tie the ends into knots, and then we'll be done.
Tell us a little bit about the Pixar stuff that we'll hopefully see today, and why you might be so excited about Toy Story and Toy Story 2 done in 3D.
John always said that Pixar does movies in 3D. They just never really had the technology, or really, the format to showcase it. And now it's the technology's here, and they're going to be able to showcase really the film that really changed everything. The original Toy Story came out in 1995. I remember seeing a test screening of Toy Story about 6 months or so before it came out in theaters. I was floored. I was absolutely floored by the quality of it, the look, the feel of it. I equate it to the way that audiences must have felt when they saw Snow White for the very first time. And they had never seen anything like it, and they were just blown away.
Now it's interesting, he said, John Lasseter mentioned that the first time we saw Toy Story, we were seeing it with one eye closed, and now we'll be able to see it with both our eyes open, seeing it the way it should have been, kind of, I guess. Yeah, so.
I think if not really wanting to speak for John or anybody, but you look at Walt, and Walt wanted basically creating dimensionality, I guess, if that's a word, by having such things as like the multi-plane camera or whatever, and with the computer, and having such an easier way to like create a 3D character in a quote-unquote real world, they're really creating an actual 3D environment without even realizing that they were creating those 3D environments that one day, hey, 3D has evolved, and 3D is not the gimmicky 3D from like the 50s or whatever with spears and flames in your face or whatever.
The red and blue glasses.
Exactly. But actually having the actual dimensionality of what you would see as you look out your own window, for instance, or your front windshield of your car.
Yeah.
And I think it really adds to the movie-going experience because it really puts you right into the movie.
Very cool. Well, thank you for your thoughts on that.
Oh, you're very welcome.
And we'll catch up with you later, I'm sure.
Definitely.